Well, hello there, Cancer. Welcome to Private Readings. I'm Lady J, and I'm here to talk to you about what's going on for the third week of November, the 17th through the 23rd. There are no cards out in front of me. I did not do an overview this month. I am trying something new, but we are doing the same overall reading for the week, where we're going to do the 12, loosely based on the 12 houses for astrology. And so it's kind of exciting and neat to do it without the overview, and we start fresh each week. All right. So the other thing I want to do is share with you the messages from my better angels and guides. They're pretty serious and pretty intense, so let's get into it, right? Basically, we're talking about how we are all one. We are one big group of human beings. We all have the same stuff going on. We have the same overall cares and interests and wants and needs, right? And that is the thing we want to stay on top of, is that we have core issues that remain similar, right? Good food, good air, security in where we live, and just overall wanting to be happy, right? These are simple things that we all kind of want, and I think that we can relate to each other on those basic things. Even if we can't agree on how to get there, the feelings of wanting those things are similar, and we can work with that, right? Sometimes it might be as simple as we both work at the same store, or we shop at the same store, and that's something that we can relate to. We have that in common, and we can work with that. We don't always have to relate to everybody about every little thing that we think about, right? So it's important to really stay connected and not get too excited this month. We don't want to get overexcited about a bunch of stuff that we can't control. Make sure that we're working on what we can control, which is what's inside of our hula hoop, right? We want to make sure that if we are in charge of who we are and what we're doing and how and what we're putting out into the universe. So not getting too excited and remembering each other. People, everybody's on this planet for a reason. We're doing our things, right? And if we can feel our way into, feel what they're feeling a little bit, do a little empathic stuff, see what their feelings are. We're similar in our feelings. We may have different reactions to the same event, but we can remember that feeling from other events that we were involved in. And so whatever their feeling is, we can go, oh, I remember that feeling, and I'm sorry that you're feeling that. Or, wow, I see that you're feeling that feeling. I'm feeling sad, but you're feeling happy. And that's okay. I remember when I felt happy. And you can feel happy. So there you go. And now we don't have to over control other people, right? That's good news. We like that very much. So clearly these are heavy messages, and yet we're doing the best we can with what we have, right? So I think if we stay on this little idea of being peace, we can work it out, all right? So I appreciate your interest and your willingness to try this thing out, see if it works. Why not, right? Can't hurt at this point. So let's get into the reading, all right? So we are going to go back to using the Magical Nordic Tarot. I really like this one. Thank you, Miss Carol. That is my sister who gave me this deck for Christmas. I'm digging it. So yes. We will lay out all 36 cards, as we are starting to do with every one of these readings now. I think it's cool though. It seems time consuming because, well, it seems time consuming, but it's okay. I think we can do it. All right. So yes. Last week was interesting. You got your money figured out. That was cool. And by getting your money figured out, you were able to take care of family stuff and relationship stuff, which was super cool. And it does look like some of your friends are changing up what they're doing, and you may have to, just let them do what they got to do, Doesn't mean they're going to stop being your friends. It just means you'll have a little less in common for the moment. And that's okay too. You're working it out. They're working it out. Everyone's got to do what they can do. All right? So now let's see what we're doing here. This is going to be your solution for the week. Last round was what's blocking you in most cases, sometimes not so much. My better angels like to switch it up occasionally, right on the fly. They go, nope, 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 nope. That's not what that's doing. It's not blocking you. So you just go with it. So yes, let us see what is going on here. That's it. Let's do this. All right. In the self department, Cancer, we are looking at what is going on with you, what is happening, what is in your head right now. You stepped into your faith. I'm really happy to see that. You needed to do that in one of the other areas last week. So we are very much so pleased to see you're still in your faith, only you've taken it to heart. It's inside you now. You're stepping into your faith. The thing that you most appreciate about that is that it feels like your beliefs are holding you up right now, and that is a good thing. We like that you have your beliefs holding you up. It works. We have the Ace of Swords showing that new responsibilities, being more responsible in a situation is an interesting part of what would block you from your faith, right? So throwing you back into responsibility over being in your faith certainly will stop you from moving forward like you want to, all right? The Queen of Cups is here showing that, yeah, no, we definitely have an opportunity to have this emotionally based feminine energy vibe going on with ourselves. It means we're emotionally available, we're taking care of ourselves, and yes, if we're staying in our faith, we're staying emotionally available, and I like that. It's going to be very good for us. So, all right, cool. Yeah, I totally had to let my cat out, so here we are. Let's see. So in this area here, we are talking about your money. Let's talk about what's going on with your money right now. We have the High Priestess showing that, so you're in your faith over here, and that's just in your head. That's nice. I like that. It's going to keep things going smoothly. But your High Priestess here is showing me that your intuition is going to be very much so on point this week in your finances. So yeah, your intuition, your gut will be telling you which way to go, how to handle it, if you need to invest or not invest or pull back, whatever you're doing, you're going to be right on point with that. You're remembering lessons from your past for sure. Okay, I remember what happened last time we did this and how this went, and so you're very much so thinking about everything you know before you make any major decisions, and you're going to have a very strong foundation of ideas about what to do with your finances and work your way through that. So good for you. Love that. You're going to be able to stand up on your own 2 feet with that. Perfect. Let's talk about what's going on in communications, all right? 2 of Wands. There's a doorway opening for you in the communication department. A new opportunity to communicate more clearly, either within your relationship or with somebody else at work, or maybe a new company that you need to work with. Maybe you've come up with a new plan for how to handle your money and you want to communicate with them clearly. A new doorway is opening. Nice. 6 of Pentacles is all about having enough money. I don't think that you have enough money right now to do what they want to do. So your communication with these people is going to be like kind of short. Like, oh, look, here we are, and here's the money. Dun, 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 dun. You're like, wait a minute, you don't have enough money. Thank you for trying, but we're not going to play with you. So I think you might say, hey, let me play with you, and they're going to say, I'm sorry, you don't have enough money to invest. Sorry, that sucks. Wait a minute. So the 2 of Wands is a doorway opening, right? Doorway opens, right. You think maybe I don't have enough money. That's you thinking that you don't have enough money, all right? And you're thinking that you don't have enough money is what blocks you from wanting to be a part of this situation. But what you're going to find out is, oh, you have plenty. Come on, let's party. Because this is the party card. So yeah, you're going to be invited to come to the party. Like, no. You have plenty of money. Come on. So they definitely want to play with you. So that's the communication will come back very positive, even though you're like, well, here's my information. I don't know if it's going to work, whatever. They're like, yay, come on. Okay, cool. Very good. Good to know. And this card, this area here is talking about family. What's going on with your family right now? Things are definitely turning into a karmic situation. So the karma within your family is working its way out. So if you had some negative karma, which I think earlier this month we discovered in over the weeks that you've maybe been a little more unobtainium than you had planned. And it was difficult for you to try and reassure them that, no, I'm available and I want to hang out and everything is great. And then, of course, work came up and now you're like, sort of unobtainium again. But here it is. This is your opportunity to really kind of make some solid decisions about, do I want to continue on this road with my family of not being available, or do I want to push myself to be available and maybe even take time off work to make sure that I am available for my family like I said I wanted to be, and I certainly do want to be, but what's going on there, right? There will be some empowering information that comes your way. Maybe you'll find out that whatever you're working on or whatever you're doing, there's a break at this time of the year anyway, so you can actually take that break and use it to your benefit, right? You could definitely use that time for your benefit. That's good news. So this is not blocking information, this is empowering information, and it'll help you, all right? Because we have the Nine of Pentacles showing that, oh yeah, you have enough money to take care of what you need to take care of and enjoy your family at the same time. Yay. I love that. That's great. Especially when you're dealing with your karma. I totally get it, man. It's hard. It's hard to do family and stuff. Business and work and stuff. It's a lot of different things to balance at the same time. So what's going on over here? What's going on over here in your passions department? What are you obsessing about? The Emperor. We have foundation. We have a really strong foundation in whatever our passion is. If it's painting, then you have a strong foundation in your painting and you're like, oh yeah, let's go paint. Let's do this. I can take it anywhere I want to. I can I can paint with freaking a glass of coffee and a cup of tea. You know, I can make things happen with what I have and I can just do wonders with it, all right? So you're excited to see what's possible and where you're headed with that. It's very exciting to you that you can do what you want to do no matter what's going on, right? The Queen of Pentacles is showing up to say, I'm sorry, you can't be running around playing around with that stuff while you're here. I feel like this is a bean counter lady who's wanting a good bargain on something, and maybe she wants you to not use whatever's available to you, per se. I don't know. She's definitely like... Interesting. Yeah, she's kind of in the way. She says, you can't just use whatever's available to you. You have to pay for your stuff. So she's trying to make you pay for whatever you're using. She's getting in the way. I feel like you're probably making do and painting at work on even like receipts. Ta-da! You carry a paintbrush in your pocket, and you whip that baby out, and you grab any piece of paper laying around, whether it's a paper plate or a napkin, and you just get after it with whatever beverages you have laying around, and you use the different colors, and you make these watercolor artwork pieces, and it's cool. But someone sees you and is like, I don't think so. You're using and wasting our stuff to do that stuff, and or she's considering the possibility of how and ways to make money on that. So she wants to monetize your situation somehow. And of course the Five of Pentacles, meaning that you're going to probably need to get some advice about how you use your money in this situation, and if you decide to sell what you're making, then you're going to end up needing some advice on how to price it. And if perhaps yeah, that's actually more like what it feels like. She sees what you're doing and wants to sell it. She wants to start selling your art or whatever. And you're like, I'm going to need some more information from other people. I can't just trust you because you're the very first person who said they wanted to sell my stuff. So you're smart. You want to be smart about how you make this choice. Good for you. this section of cards here is talking about work and health, all right? So, at work, we have a situation where we need to let something go so we can grow, all right? This could be physical stuff, a way of thinking, a relationship that doesn't work anymore, or it could be even the job itself. So you might have to let something go in order to move forward, all right? So be careful about that. And if you do need to let the job go, you're going to do it carefully, right? This card here is also talking in your health department about how you have to let go of something so you can do better. So this is probably a dietary restriction. Be aware of that and be prepared to make the change. It's about survival, right? We want to do that. You got to get on with it. So this card here is talking about how Ten of Pentacles is getting in the way of your leaving this job or this situation. So if you're at work and you need to leave the job for some reason, the Two of Wands having showed up over here in the communication department, you're like, oh crap, but their money is so much better right here. So your brain is trying to tell you whether or not you should go or you should stay for the money. So it's the money is blocking you right now, and you're feeling a little frustrated. You're not sure how to handle that. Meanwhile, when it comes down to your health, you said there's new dietary restrictions, and those restrictions are making everything more expensive. And it's yikes, right? You're having a hard time, like, man, I can't even afford to eat healthy. What the hell? So you're a little sad, a little frustrated, and kind of pissed off. Not only are you being restricted, but you can't even afford to eat right. So that's really a bummer. Nobody likes that feeling. So now we're talking about what's your solution. We're going to either have to tighten our belt and balance out our finances at work by taking the lesser job, moving on from this thing and letting go of the good money, and then having to work very hard to balance our finances. This is one answer to the situation, all right? Interesting. So you would jump off the high dollar job and onto something that's lower dollar and tighten your belt a little bit for maybe a longer run, maybe a longer opportunity, a longer job. So in a way, it sort of balances itself out, right? Now then, in the health department, we have given up something that we liked, found out we can't even afford to eat healthy. But we are going to find some balance in there. You're going to find a couple of things you can afford that you can start implementing, and you can afford to make it better. Okay, so you will balance it out. You will start to balance your body out in some ways. You might have to eat just a small diet instead of a lot of diversified opportunities for a little bit while you try and get that squared away, but it will help you and you will get better. Okay, nice. Let's talk about the relationships department. Relationships, marriages, Seven of Pentacles. Seven of Pentacles. We have enough money to take care of what's going on with our relationship. Nice. There's money in your relationship and your relationship is okay. Yay. You're not hurting in that department. Ten of Swords. You're not in control of anything that's going on there right now. And that's okay because you are sending money home. You went away for work, so now you're letting somebody else be in charge, which gives you the willies, but yeah, it's smart. You not being in charge is kind of a novel idea, right? And the Seven of Wands is showing that you will have to have a convincing argument if you want to have some say-so in the situation. If you want her or him, whoever your partner is who is in charge, to hear you, you'll have to have a convincing argument because they really are in charge and they're going to do it their own damn way. All right? So, to be heard, have a convincing argument. All right? Now then, what are you releasing this week? What are you letting go of? What's out of your way now? Okay? Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords is talking about fighting for your power in the situation. You're going to have to let go of doing that because, yeah, you're not in charge. Let go of trying to be in charge. All right? Just let go. The Hanged Man shows up as what's blocking you. So when you're not in charge, you feel hung up, right? So You have to let go of being in charge. What's blocking you is the fact that you feel hung up all the time whenever you're like, I want it to go a certain way, I want it to go a certain way, but I can't make it go a certain way, so I got to sit back and let it go. Yes, you feel like you're in limbo, you feel like you can't control the situation. You can't, because you're not in charge. You're letting go of being in charge. Okay. What's great about that, now you just follow direction. Ta-da! And if they take forever to come up with a plan or a direction, who cares? Your dream and goal is not to be the one in charge. So you're working it out, okay? This is coming into truth, is that you're not going to be in charge. You didn't want to be in charge. You are free from being in charge. Ta-da! Not only, I think not only in the relationship, but, well, actually this really is, the fact that you were in charge was an illusion anyway, wasn't it? But now your dreams and goals are coming into play, and all you had to do was let go of being in charge. Whoa, right? Whoa, relationships. Crazy. So now then, let's talk about movement and travel, all right? 5 of Wands, rallying the troops, getting people together. Come on, let's do this together. All right, we're doing this together. We're making it happen. We're working it out. The Hermit. You're not going to be in a position where you can be left alone. We talked about that before. In this situation, when you're traveling for work, you have to stick with the crowd. You can't go off on your own. That's not working. Okay? So stick with the crowd, and make sure you're, of course, making that phone call each night to your person to make sure they're calm and cool about everything that's going on right here. And yeah, you're going to definitely be recognized and seen as a person who's definitely working it out and doing their job. And you may be considered for another position because you've done such a good job at this situation. Hee hee, good for you, Cancer. This is great. You're working, you're making it happen. This is wonderful news. We're appreciating their abilities and moving forward. Good for you. All right. Let's talk about your ambition. What's getting you up in the morning, all right? What gets you up? What's your cup of coffee in the morning, all right? Haha, 9 of Swords. A 9 of Swords. You don't want to be in charge, but you kind of want to be in charge, but you don't want to be in charge, but they're going to make you be in charge. So, yeah, okay. So, you're one of those fellas or ladies who says, oh, no, 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 I don't want to be in charge, but you do. And you're going to be in charge because you've had screw-ups, and that helped you in the past. You're like, okay, I've had experience, I know what to do, and trying to say no is difficult enough in one area of your life. You're going to have to say yes in another. So you're probably saying yes over here, all right? There will be the 8 of Swords showing me that there will be restrictions on what you can do with your power. So you're not going to have complete freedom. You're going to have a couple of little roadblocks where you're going to have to zhuzh your situation to match somebody else. And that's fine. You're like, okay, cool, 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 whatever. I did all this work. I'm going to step up and do this thing and be in charge. Fine. Now it has to match somebody else. Wah. But fine. So you'll kind of make it match whatever the boss wants, right? That's good. That's good, right? You're going to make it match whatever the boss wants, and you're going to claim your power in the situation, and you're going to make it happen. Awesome. And all your wishes are being fulfilled. This is so good. I love this for you because, hey, as long as you're stepping into something you don't want to do, the fact that you can make your dreams come true and your wishes happen is awesome. So this area here is talking all about your friends. What's going on with your friends right now? All right? Remember we had some that were walking away and trying to figure out whether you were letting them go, and it was tough, and you had some old tapes. Friends still have old tapes with old friends. People want everybody to stay the same, you know? People are like, wait a minute, now you're in a relationship? What the hell? We didn't have to deal with you and your person at the same time. Now we have to deal with your person all the time. Especially when you're out of town and she or he keeps showing up to our thing. I'm like, hey, this is your opportunity to get to know them as who they are, not as my person. So I'm breaking the old tapes, making sure that everybody understands that everybody's growing and changing, and it's fine, okay? So yeah, that's interesting. The sun. Newness. There's newness happening and everybody's a little awkward about it. They aren't really sure what to do with the newness. They want to stay with the old tapes, actually. They're like, I'm comfortable with what we had. They're like, what we had is over. Move on. We're moving on from that. So we have to do something new. Ask questions. Get to know this new person. It's going to be fine. But yeah, the newness is feeling blocky to other people. They're not really excited about the newness. So, you know, they're crotchety about the situation. And of course, the Five of Swords is showing that you may need to take your power back in that situation and say, hey, we're having this poker game at my house all the time. You wanted to keep having the poker game at my house. She's the one or he is the one opening the door so you can have your poker game. Yes, they will play. Yes, they will be included. That's it. Or take your damn game somewhere else, you know? So the fact that they're actually saying, we don't want any change and we want everything to be the same, but we don't want to have newness in there. I was like, oh, brother. So people are stuck. People here are stuck, and you're going to have to put your foot down to make it work out, all right? So see how it goes. Try and be gentle when you put your foot down, but seriously, they're going to need to put your foot down. Otherwise, they're going to take their game somewhere else, and that'll be new and different too. So they're going to find out it's new and different no matter what you do, all right? So let's talk about this area over here that is the unknown department, that area where we don't really know what's going on, but at the same time, these cards actually have something to do with a few of these houses, more than one of these houses at a time. So they just stuck them over there, right? All right, the world. The beginnings and the endings, right? We have beginnings happening over here. You not being in charge in the relationship and how that feels. You having to be in charge over here and make sure that they act right. Nice. You stepping up to the plate over here and having it go extremely well. You sticking with your people. Yeah, that's a new cycle in and of itself. Sticking with your people and doing your thing. Nice. And of course we have this whole situation where you're having to work out the karma with your family. I like it. You're doing really well in all of these areas, especially in work over here where you've let something go and starting something new. Very much so. Yep. Two of Wands. Yep. You're doing great. Everything is happening. There's a lot happening. And you might be doing both in the same week. Finishing something, starting something, a lot. Fighting for your heart's desire. Oh, well, yeah. Over here with your family. I mean, with your friends, with your family, with your love, with your release. Oh, yeah. You're continuing to fight for what you want. Boop, boop. Yep. All these areas you need to fight for what you want. And it's kind of a big deal. You're handling it. Well done. Now then, our final card for this thing, you're fighting for your worth and value. Hello. Yes. You're definitely doing that over here in the movement and travel department. You're definitely doing that over here in the work department, in the ambition department. You're going to have to do it over here in the health as well as in your work department, certainly in your passions department, and definitely with your family. So standing up for your worth and value is going to be a big deal this week. Handle your business. But I think you're going to do great, all right? There's a lot going on. But you have been up to the challenge every week so far, so I'm really excited to see how this plays for you, all right? You have a lot of things you're working on, lots of different plates you're spinning. I know we like to compartmentalize our lives to just sort of like, I'm going to do this for now. And then you just let everything else be off by the wayside. That's how we do work. You know, we go to our work and we leave home at home. So you're going to try and do some of that, and it's not always going to work. So you're going to need to make sure you set that timer on your watch so that you make sure you're making that call at home, to home, at the right time, so then your person doesn't freak out. It's important. All these things are going to be really good, and you're going to have lots of help doing it, and it's going to be great. Okay? So let us now realize that if you haven't liked and subscribed, I really would appreciate your subscription. It really helps my tiny baby channel grow, and every one of you matters to me so much. If you leave a comment below, I will certainly get back to you personally, because I don't have a team, it's all me. And if indeed you would like to come back next week, we will talk about the final week of November, which is the 24th through the 30th, and I'm looking forward to seeing how that plays out for you. You've got a lot going on, but you're really handling it so well, Cancer. Can't wait to see. See you next week.